Everyone, in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience with the law of attraction, and it's going to be part 2 of my 3-part series on self-love. I have implemented law of attraction into my life for the last several years now as part of my self-love journey, and I can't wait to share with you guys what has happened. I'm also going to be sharing with you guys 6 exercises that have been incorporated to help me with my journey and my learning of law of attraction. If you're new to law of attraction and this is something you're interested in, then keep on watching. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeanne, Agius, your self-care coach. This is the channel dedicated to prioritizing self-care in all aspects of our life so that we can be the best version of ourselves. This is part 2 of my 3-part series on self-love, and I really wanted to take this chance to talk about law of attraction, because I can't talk about self-love without sharing with you guys my experience with law of attraction. Now, I know some of you guys might be a little skeptical. Trust me, I was too. A decade ago when I heard about vision boards and things like that, I didn't really quite understand it. How is putting something on a board gonna actually equate to something actually happening in reality? Believe me, I was very critical of that too. But over the years, after listening to many motivational speakers talk about it, law of attraction kept coming up, especially with motivational speakers that I admire, such as Oprah and Tony Robbins. So people talk about how law of attraction is that whatever you focus on ends up happening. So like attracts like. So if you're thinking something positive and you focus in on it, then it ends up happening. So an example of law of attraction would be if you're in a mall, for example, and there's a lot of people and everyone is talking simultaneously, but then all of a sudden you hear your name, and then you listen and zero in on your name, and you become interested in what that person is talking about because you hear something that is relevant. Or another example would be your car. You have an interest in a particular car and you do some research on it, and all of a sudden you notice that outside of the dealership that everyone else is driving that same car as well. But it's not the fact that everyone is driving that car that you're interested in, it's the fact that suddenly your mind is focused on that type of car and the brand and the color that you notice it. So the same thing happens with us as humans. When whatever we tend to focus on or what we put energy towards ends up becoming reality, because we end up putting all our energy towards that particular thought or that particular dream. For example, going back to my YouTube channel. So I have been wanting to do this for 10 years, as I mentioned in my previous video, which of course you guys should watch part 1 first. And after I decided to go on this YouTube passion project, let's just call it, I started really focusing on who I needed to learn from. You know, so different influencers came up on who I can learn from. Sunny Lenarduzzi came up, and I then went and did a crash course that was offered by her. So I started focusing on my end goal and what I wanted to achieve. So I ended up actually focusing on the action steps that would lead me to learning as much as possible. So I am choosing to direct my energy on the positives of what I can do versus the negative, because whatever I focus on ends up becoming reality, and I'm a huge believer in that. I have downloaded the Secret app, which I'm sure you guys have heard about, and which is where I heard about the law of attraction a decade ago. And every day on a daily basis, I will read paragraphs from this app that I have that will share quotes and sayings, just completely reinforcing my belief of the law of attraction. There are also 6 exercises I really want to share with you guys on how I integrate law of attraction. And these 6 exercises won't take long to do. Literally, you can do them over a lunch break. because of course we only have so much time throughout the day, and I really want to make sure that whatever I integrate in is as efficient as possible. The first exercise I want to share with you guys, and something I have incorporated in my daily life, are self-affirmations. It's so important that I actually listed it as part of my teaser video because I truly believe it's an integral part of the self-love journey, and as a result, law of attraction. Self-affirmations are positive statements that we have about ourselves to help combat or challenge any self-sabotaging or negative thoughts that we have. I mean, we're all human. It's okay to have negative thoughts, but it's good as a daily reminder, even if it's just a minute or 5 minutes every single day, to voice it out in front of a mirror and say things that are positive about yourself that you truly believe. For example, when it comes to my health, I am healthy because I eat well, I rest when I can, and I exercise daily, and therefore I am healthy. Or I know that I'm not perfect because I am human. Or I believe that whatever I put my energy into and my goals, I will be able to accomplish. Things like that. Things that are positive that I remind myself on a daily basis really help to motivate myself, inspire myself, and really uplift me, versus focusing on the negative things that are just really tearing me down and really has adverse effects. So practicing self-affirmations on a daily basis has really helped in terms of my journey of self-love, and it's something that once you focus on will make a difference. Now, I really love number 2. It's probably one of my favorite things to do, and I've been doing it before I even knew about the law of attraction, but that is spreading positivity. As I mentioned, I do naturally have a more optimistic disposition, and I tend to like to be around positive people, as I'm sure you are the same. When you're around a lot of negative people, you tend to find it a bit draining. You tend to also feel what they feel, and that is something that you may not want to be around. But when you're around people who are positive and have that good vibe and that positive aura, you tend to be attracted to them. Like the example I gave before about someone walking in the room with a huge big smile, they tend to give off this like really attractive energy, like you really want to be their friend. So I have adopted that as well, partly because I also love meeting new people, but as I mentioned at the gym, I tend to want to meet people and find out their names and get to know them a little bit. Or at work, I also love to get to know coworkers who I don't get a chance to work with on a daily basis. And for me, I tend to always find something about them that I want to compliment them on. Let's say I like the outfit that they're wearing, or I like their particular hairstyle, or something that will bring a smile to their face. When it comes to my friends, I like to do the same thing. Generally, when you say something positive about another person, it's usually something that will make a person smile and hopefully make their day. And so when you spread that positivity around, you're attracting the same positivity to come back to you. It's kind of like a boomerang effect. Whatever energy you put out there comes back tenfold. So same thing when it comes to spreading positivity, and I really truly believe that. And I have some wonderful circles of friends, and I truly believe it's because of the way my energy is, and I'm attracting the same amount of energy back into my life, which are positive people. When it comes to coworkers, for example, if I notice that there's a coworker who might need help on a project or anything because they are overworked or overwhelmed, I always try to find an opportunity to ask them whether they need help with something. So spreading positivity any chance I get, also I feel increases my positive vibration, and therefore whatever I receive back is tenfold. Number 3 is a wonderful mindfulness exercise, and that is visualization. So what I mean by that is visualizing something that you want to achieve, actually having it happen, and experiencing all the positive emotions you would feel after the fact. For example, there's a particular dream job you want to land. Actually imagining yourself landing that dream job and experiencing all the positive emotions you would gain from after landing the dream job. Simply put, for example, in my life, how I incorporated is this house that I'm in right now. I had visualized the type of house that I wanted to live in, the type of kitchen I wanted to cook in, the living space I wanted to play with my kids in. All those things are things that I've actually visualized. Not someone on the outside looking in, but someone who has actually experienced it in my mind before it has actually happened. Now, scientifically, there has been a lot of benefits that has shown up through visualization. It's been linked to helping you reduce stress. As I mentioned, it's a really good mindfulness exercise. So if you're in a really quiet space and you close your eyes and you visualize something that you want to achieve, it really helps to calm you and reduce your stress and give you a sense of tranquility. Some might even feel like it's a great form of meditation. Another thing is it really helps to inspire you and gain confidence. If you can actually dream it, you can achieve it. And there's actually a picture in our office that says that, because we are a big believer in that. And we do feel that if it's something that you can imagine for yourself, then there's no reason why you can't go for it. And so when you actually constantly envision yourself doing something or landing something that you want, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. And it too also starts to experience the positive emotions you would feel after the fact. So it's also really helped to uplift, gain confidence, gain self-esteem. All of those benefits from visualization happens when you incorporate just even a few minutes every single day, something that you want in your mind, and feel all the positive emotions that would happen. You also become more focused, because if you constantly, repetitively think about the same thing, you're going to implement actions that will move you towards that goal that you want to achieve. So the fourth exercise ties really closely to number 3, and that is to have a visual representation of your goals or the life that you want, or however you would define success. Of course, happiness and success and all that stuff is subjective to your own individual life. What I think makes me happy obviously would be different for you guys. So of course, it is, instead of having something that you're just thinking about on a day-to-day basis, you can also have something tangible where you would create a vision board that you can focus on every single day. Every single time you look at that board, it is an all-encompassing board that has pretty much what your 5 to 10 year goals are. They could be something really small, they could be something really big. It's really up to the individual preference, and it's whatever you want to put on it, really. I don't actually have a vision board. What I use as my visual representation is something a little bit different, and that is to use Post-its. So I have written Post-its and have stuck it onto my desk at work, when I did have an office, or now my desk at home. Something that I can visually see every single day and I can read to myself as a reminder. So it makes me more focused, and it reminds me every single day what I'm working towards. So whatever works for everyone is of course different, and the benefits of that is that you are actually seeing something in front of you and it's a tangible representation. Last activity I wanted to mention is doing something that increases your positive vibrations. I'm sure you've heard of vibrations when it comes to law of attraction. For me, I like to call it energy centers. So if I am constantly in a state of being really happy, I tend to attract people who are also very happy and positive. It's kind of like a magnetic field is how I like to think of it as. And if I am positive, it's like this vibration that just constantly attracts all positive things towards me. So I like to incorporate things in my life that help boost and increase that positive vibration, because I want to keep it going. I want to constantly attract positive things. So for me, I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna guess what I'm going to say next, but that is to exercise and do something that would increase my positive vibrations. So not only does exercise make me feel good on the inside and outside, but of course scientifically, because of the endorphins that are being released, it really does make a person feel happier. So if I do something like exercise in my day-to-day, I'm naturally going to be a more happier and positive person, which would then evidently also attract happy and positive things. So the last exercise I want to end this video off by is to express gratitude. And this is very similar to my video that I just did on positive thinking, because it's really all about reprogramming your mindset into positive thinking. It's coming from a place of abundance and focusing on all the things that you do have versus the things that you don't have. And it really does become a superpower that you have inherited when you can change things around and see the silver lining in things. So it's something as simple as being grateful for the house that you live in, the bed that you sleep on, the food that you're eating. Coming from a standpoint that you're thankful for all the things that you're given naturally makes you a lot more happier, will continue to increase your positive vibration. So if you're coming from a place of abundance, I truly believe that whatever your mind thinks will grow. So if you're thinking about something that you do have, the things that you do have will only continue to come at you, and it will only continue to grow. I really wanted to spend some time to talk about the law of attraction without going into too much detail, because I don't want you guys to get lost in the weeds of everything. Law of attraction there's so many videos and books on it that you can learn from, but I just simply want to share with you guys my experience with it and how I have incorporated it into my life, and how I have used the law of attraction as part of my self-love journey. Because for me, I really believe that thinking positively and being able to look at the glass full is way better than thinking the opposite. So I really hope that this video was helpful and I did not lose you at any point. If there's anything to take away from this video, it is to think positively, express gratitude, know your worth, and at the end of the day, focus on all the things that you do have, and your mind will start to believe it too. If you guys like what you guys have seen, please don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notifications. I will be sharing videos on all things about self-care. I will see you in the next video. Bye.